So let's see how this guy, after all that thinning and convexing, actually cuts. I have used it a little bit since, but not really much. I hope I didn't kill the edge. Yeah, I mean the edge should be okay. It's not something to shave with, but it should do the job. I mean, we want to test the geometry. It's not perfect, but I think at 90% should be good enough. So let's see what this convexed H1 Pacific Salt 2 can do on cardboard. I'll start with a thinner cardboard. This is single ply cardboard. So let's see. It's really easy. Let's go across. Yeah, not much of a challenge. Really thick. How you can see this double ply cardboard box. Let me just cut it in half. I hope you actually can see something. Okay. So, this kind of material, really thick, strong cardboard. So yeah, I think it cuts better than it was the original grind. Now let's do a quick comparison to my PM2 in k390, which I convexed on stone. That's why it looks the way it does. This means awful, but it's very thin. There's zero thickness behind the edge. I actually have to give it a real good sharpening because I went, I would say, nearly too far on the thinning, and of course I have to be now careful about the edge because the edge is thin. Obviously cuts great, probably cuts a little better than this guy, but this guy has 3mm stock all the way where the concave grind ends. So it gives more resistance once you go really on a different angle. It's not quite the same, but especially under angle, it's really great. So let me continue with some more shredding. actually does work really very well now. Anyhow, I'm planning to use this mainly as more dirty work, gardening knife. My main knife for this kind of job is actually my PM2. Same kind of box. In a moment. I actually hold it like this, and I tend to catch on these teeth on the cardboard, which kind of seems to happen less with the Pacific salt. So yeah, I wouldn't even say it goes much easier, to be honest, than the Pacific salt, strangely. It's really hard to say which one is better. Okay. No. This one does it better. I'm so surprised. It just does it better. It's better than the convex PM2. It really is. I think it's because smaller area of the blade, when it comes to height, has contact with the cardboard. And while this guy does better now with a stronger material, so there is no wedging at the edge, this guy pushes the material apart on a relatively narrow part of the blade, and then here there is no contact anymore. Not really. I guess that's what makes the difference. It's certainly not sharper than the PM2. I'm pretty convinced about that. So, yep. Let's do some more. This is really interesting. Now these two knives cut the same material. Of course, if you go purely across, some of the teeth will catch on the material. It's important to say the massive thinning rounded those tips considerably, so they are much less pronounced as new, so they don't catch really much on the material. Always can happen, but it's not that much. So let's see again. One. Now the other one. And across. I would say along the grain of the cardboard, this one goes easier. Across of the cardboard, like that. The Pacific salt seems to do a better job. This is kind of surprising to me. Let me compare that side by side. I have to apply some force. Yeah, I think I need more force with the PM2 than with this guy. Maybe it's about the angle. That may be the case. I tend to hold the PM2 more like that. Now I do more slicing maybe, where I use the teeth more. Let me pick a piece of this. Again, angle here. I'm sure you see it. Yes, it's definitely also a question of how one holds the knife. If I do more slicing movement, then I get very similar performance. So no, there is not enough difference as I thought. It's really the way one holds the knife and goes through the cardboard. I somehow tends to do more of a slicing motion. Is the salt, and I somehow tend to do more of a pushing through motion with the PM2, and it makes a huge difference whether one goes like that or like that. Obviously, it's not a surprise. So yeah, I would put it this way: it's very comparable. It's a matter of personal preference about the grind. Of course, I can't put a convex grind on this guy. I mean, full convex grind, obviously impossible. But both cut very well. The convexing made huge difference for the PM2, massive difference, because it was already thick behind the edge. Now it's nearly zero, and I also got considerable improvement going to basically convexing those scallops and only keeping 20 degrees on the left side, basically on the very edge, and just dropping the other side. So much for these two guys and cardboard. Thank you for watching.